do not have to work out like you see these people on Instagram working out in order to be healthy. Can't tell. Everything I am saying is just for entertainment purposes only.
Nothing's meant to be taken seriously whatsoever. I'm just sharing my opinions, not facts, not publicly accessible information, first made public by public figures. Please do not go to these people's channels and leave mean-spirited, negative, discouraging comments. Entertainment.
What's up, y'all? This is not your average reaction. I'm just a guy who likes to react to health and fitness stuff, usually girl world. I do have a bachelor's degree in physical education, teacher education, so I'm trying to be a PE teacher, and I was an ACE certified personal trainer for a few years. Today, I want to check out Alan Roberts' video 5 years ago titled The Biggest Loser Reboot, Episode 4, Conversation with Steve Cook. I'm not a huge fan of The Biggest Loser. I think, like, as a concept, I think it can be super helpful. But when you see what these people are kind of put through and the exercise selection that these personal trainers choose, it becomes kind of like apparent that this is just like to torture overweight people for entertainment and has very little to do with like actually caring about their health. So I would like to see Alan Roberts' opinion on what that show is about. Do they even have, The Biggest Loser out anymore? Or Steve Cook is a joke, by the way. He's very much, I think he's a slightly more educated V-Shred.
On USA Network is in the books, and a quick conversation with Steve Cook.
You gotta be so good that they can't ignore you, especially the ones that ain't done shit for you. Yeah, you know exactly what I mean. They stab you in the back and then they ask why you're bleeding. I don't trust words, I trust actions. I don't care what you heard, I'm not slacking.
My name's Alan Roberts. This is Every Damn Day Fitness. Like, subscribe, and click the notification bell right over there. Share my videos while you're at it. Click the join button over there. You get exclusive members content for the price of a Dunkin' Donuts cup of coffee. Thank you very much. So, episode 4 of The Biggest Loser Reboot 2020, also known as the Systemic Emotional and Physical Torture of Obese People 2020, is in the books. And this week...
And so you see how, I think, if y'all don't watch a lot of Alan Roberts videos, he can definitely come off as not having sympathy to fat people. And I think that's totally, it's a misunderstanding, because he actually does care a lot about people. He just doesn't like to coddle people, and he truly believes that, coddling is how we got here. So just putting that out there before he, starts speaking.
Pretty much the fucking same. Just some interesting shit. Here we go. First of all, no opening workout this time. No opening workout, because they used up a lot of the clock, a lot of the watch time on the emotional conversations these people had with their loved ones for the first time in 3 fucking weeks. That's ridiculous. That's not real world application. We're going to get to that in a second. But the challenge, I did think, was a little better, just to be very honest. It was a team challenge, even though it turned out not to be a team challenge. But it was a team challenge where 4 members of their team rowed back and forth across the lake, pulling a 120-pound buoy, basically, into the boat, had to row back and then put it into it, like carry it to a designated spot. And then they all had to finish by having all their buoys in the designated spot in their boat back. So they had to carry the boat back, right? Now, I was hoping, since it was actual team challenge, is what they monikered it at, that they would have had, everybody have to carry the 120-pound bag, because these people are morbidly obese. Up until a month ago, most of them were probably couch potatoes. They probably have low core strength, low bone density, low joint integrity, those sorts of things. So I thought that they would have kind of demanded that they all carry the bag together. They all have to touch it because team, But instead they just let individuals carry the bags, and that's dangerous. The Coach Jim guy, he has commented on my Instagram before. We're gonna get to Instagram because it's kind of interesting. But he's commented before, and I have nothing against you. You're the one that's actually kind of the victim of this this whole thing. So nothing against you at all. But they shouldn't have been just letting you carry 120 pounds in your hand together, especially seeing as how by the end of the show it's revealed that this man has lost 55 pounds in 28 days. You are in such a caloric deficit that injury is just waiting to happen. So that was pretty much the only bad part about.
That's something to keep in mind is, the reason why I think it's extremely challenging for morbidly obese people to lose weight is because you're having to manage intense psychological, emotions around food and eating while being in a caloric deficit, which makes you kind of irritable, hangry and stuff like that. And these people already don't like to be uncomfortable, and they're being forced to be uncomfortable throughout, the majority of the day. And yeah, they're in a caloric deficit, maybe not getting all the vitamins, minerals, protein that they need, and as a result could get themselves injured pretty easily.
about the actual challenge. The challenge was much better. Low impact stuff besides the carrying of the bags, which again, they should have done as a team. But that's just my 2 cents on that matter. That's just my opinion, of course. So now we get to the last chance workout. The last chance workout saw Coach Jim stop on a treadmill, gasping for breath, saying he couldn't breathe. Now, here is the issue with this entire show, right? Because I've heard that the trainers, the very pretty, beautiful people they have training everybody on the show, and some other people from the show have been in arguments in direct messages on Instagram and other places defending that, the show, that what you see on camera isn't all that happens. Shit happens behind the scenes. Yes, motherfuckers, I probably get that. But what you show to the public is what is what's perceived, okay? So what you're showing in that particular segment, and those of you that go watch it, please do, because I'm trying to use their footage very, very little because they're definitely trying to like copyright strike me. But from what I observed, this gentleman, and this is what's shown on TV, this gentleman claims he cannot breathe, bends over at the treadmill. Erica Lugo does a very good job coming over, saying, don't bend down, don't bend like a straw, stand straight up to get air into his lungs. She did a fabulous job with that. And a trainer comes over, right? And they are making sure he's not actually physically dying at that moment, right? And they never, ever show him leave the treadmill. They just show him starting to walk on the treadmill again. That's very fucking dangerous. And here's why, for many reasons. If you take a morbidly obese person who totally buys into the show, this is how I'm going to get healthy, this is what I'm going to do, this is how hard I'm going to push myself.
And a lot of them probably did at the time.
They get onto a treadmill. They all of a sudden get tightness in their chest, and they don't bend over. They listen to everything that was possibly said on the show at that moment. And then they die from a heart attack. Because there is no medical professional standing around. They think they're okay, they just keep going anyway. They catch their breath, they keep going anyway, fall over dead. Aneurysm, heart attack, you fucking name it, right? That's the fucking issue. What you're showing on TV is either scaring the fuck out of people to the point where they're never going to try to get healthy, or it is showing them a very, very dangerous, incorrect way to do this. You see, when you operate something like this in a vacuum, like the coach, the guy that we're talking about, has lost 55 fucking pounds. You see, that is the problem with the show in its inception. Everything's happening in a vacuum. There's no real world application to this. This gentleman has lost 55 pounds in 28 fucking days. That is not real world applicable. To be in that type of deficit in the fucking real world is not applicable at all. He is not having to go through temptations, like he's not having to walk past the teacher's lounge where they have donuts. He is not having to drive past the pizza place. He is in a complete vacuum to the point where he's not even talking to his loved ones, for who all these people know could be complete enablers buying him pizza every fucking day. He's not dealing with any of that shit. He's just
Right. It was just the systematic torture of fat people. It was never a show aimed at like actually helping them long term.
Weight at a rapid fucking pace. So now he's identifying as the guy that loses a lot of weight every week, because in retrospect, that's who they start identifying with when people lose weight. The idea is when they're done, you need to make sure that they're starting to look at the person they're going to be, not the person they are. Because if they're in the active transition of losing weight, they need to worry about what their life is going to look like when that shit's done, not during it. Because now this guy is not even happy with 10 pounds sometimes. He's like, I think I could do better. Better than 10 pounds in a fucking week. If you do better, you can fucking die. That's just, like that. You keep doing that, you're gonna fucking push yourself to the point where something's going to fucking give. That's the fucking problem. Now, later on, in the last chance workout, we see Steve Cook, and how the fuck you doing, Steve? Gonna get to you in a second, buddy. How you doing?
I don't like Steve Cook.
By the way, I'd like to introduce myself to you, Steve. My name's that motherfucker, Alan Roberts. Anyway. Steve is shown coaching his one team member, and he has her jump up onto this box, and then she jumps down backwards. This, for anybody, and I don't give a fuck, for any non-athlete, for any non-specific...
Yeah, it's like, why are you doing box jumps if you're not actively an athlete trying to jump higher? There's the risk to reward ratio for that isn't there for me. If anything, just do jump rope or something. And even that, morbidly obese, I wouldn't recommend, but there's just so much that can go wrong.
Athlete that you're training. I can understand in basketball there might be some rollover. I can understand for like combat sport. I can understand the explosiveness or being able to absorb the shock, but this is a morbidly obese woman who has no athletic background at all, by her own admission, and she jumps up onto a box and jumps down. I still don't understand the box jump thing, why you guys having them fucking do a box jump. I don't fucking get it. But that would have been a
Yeah, box jumps and burpees. No, thank you.
perfect, teachable fucking moment. A perfect, teachable moment for Steve Cook, otherwise known as, you know, the Gymshark guy. How the fuck you doing, Steve? For him to pull her to the side and be like, look, don't jump off the box. That's very jarring to your feet, ankles, knees, hips, lower back. Let's not do that. Let's have it so you're safe and can work out, you know, for years and years and years to come. And that way, the consistency of your activity will help you lose weight and keep it off, instead of this super high fucking risk, low reward fucking move. That's the fucking thing. But instead, we see her do it again here in a fucking second on a higher box. And there's the high five from
Oh
Steve.
my God.
You dumb fuck. I mean, you dumb fuck. It's so fucking bad. In case anybody's ever wondering why, like, the box jump is like this fucking thing that I always bring up. One, it is just fucking ludicrous to have morbidly obese people jumping on shit.
I like to say there's a lot of exercises out there that are like Instagram exercises, as I like to say. If you go into your traditional, you know, weightlifting area, you really don't need, you know, and I say need, if you're not, you know, an athlete trying to jump higher, run faster, things like that. If you're just trying to work out to improve your health and, you know, have a little bit more muscle, there's really no reason why, like, box jumps and what else? Box jumps, burpees, ropes, you know, some of that stuff is super cool. And, like, you know, it looks really good on Instagram. It looks like you're working super hard, but it's just not necessary. You know, I haven't done a rope exercise or a box jump in years, and I think the only reason I wanted to do it in the past, well, first of all, ropes, just because it's hard and it looks cool, and then yeah, like box jumps, I want to like jump higher to like be better at the sport that I play, you know.
They just need to fucking move. They just need to fucking move. That's what they need to do. Safely, they need to build up their strength. They need to build up their cardiorespiratory, you know, efficiency. They should not be worried about football drills or explosive moves or any of the bullshit you see on this fucking show. They shouldn't be sprinting. They shouldn't be running. Earlier, they had them doing sprint drills with, you know, somebody pulling on them from behind. It's fucking stupid. It's just dumb. Have them move. Have them swim, as I've spoken about multiple fucking times. However,
Sprinting is crazy. Sprinting is crazy for like anyone, unless they're honestly an athlete, especially if they don't have an athletic background like this. Like, that's insane. Have them do like a sled pull, a backward sled pull, something slow, controlled, and hard to hurt yourself, you know?
that little clip where he had her jump down, and of course I put something on my Instagram.
Or even like assisted step ups, where you just, just like a step up and a step down, no jumping, and you can hold on to something.
Yesterday, a little quick message to Steve Cook.
Full-on dumb fuck from The Biggest Loser, for real. You know what's worse for a morbidly obese person than jumping onto a box for a box jump? Jumping off a box from a box jump. You dumb fucking motherfucker. Steve Cook, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself. I have no fucking respect for you.
And as sure as the sun comes up, I got the message that I've been waiting on from Steve Cook. And he wrote me and it said, LOL, man, I love your hate. The hypocrisy that comes out of your mouth is astounding. Talking about how overweight people shouldn't do box jumps, but your SM is called Every Damn Day Fitness. Since when is working out every okay? My point is you look for the negative. You fabricate things, make things up, and of course you find things because it fits your agenda. I hope you enjoy your 18,000 followers and you'll never...
That's very interesting that he says that Alan Roberts is a hypocrite because his name is like Every Damn Day Fitness and you don't really work out every day or whatever. But like in reality, if fitness is your life, you're thinking about it. You may not exercise or work out every day, but yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about it every day, you know?
Have a real impact because you bash what you hate instead of promoting what you love. It's the best advice I could give it to flip the script, you're welcome in advance spelling you're wrong. Now, anybody...
I mean, Alan has like 1 million followers or something on, maybe not 1 million. Yeah, 200K on 1 million. He has 200K on YouTube.
Knows me, knows I'm going to respond, so I said, oh yeah, man, save your advice. You show your ignorance again here. Caring about your fitness every day and working out are not the same thing. I'm not surprised, though. Anyone that would advise a morbidly obese person to jump down from any elevation wouldn't understand that safety and recovery are part of fitness also. You immediately going to follower account comparison shows who you are. You're a social media star. You clearly show you are not a fitness professional by how you're training these people.
And yeah, that's why I don't like him. I don't like Mr. Cook, because he's proven to me time and time again that he's just like a celebrity trainer. And I say that as in he is pretty and he is popular, but he does not know what he's talking about. And so people are going to put him on a show because he's pretty to look at and he's popular already, you know.
Buying into your own hype, thinking your popularity equates to knowledge. It's the best advice I could give you to flip the script. You're, as in you are, welcome in advance. Now, of course, he blocked me right after that, but here's how you know he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. The every damn day thing, your moniker is every damn day fitness and everybody knows you shouldn't work out every day. You are really it's a good thing you're pretty, motherfucker. It's a good thing you're pretty with good hair. You really are. I think Greg Doucette recently did a thing about that, like the prettiness factor of dudes allows it so they can know less. And it's a fucking great thing for you, Steve. It's an outstanding fucking great thing for you. Because in relative, when you look at it from the outside, you're defending your fucking idiotic fucking methods. You really, really are.
You know, at some level, I kind of feel for like people like Cook and, you know, Vince that get on here and like just make themselves look like a fool and they're pretty, so people like kind of give them a pass. I kind of feel bad for them, you know. It's just because I don't think they're gonna get it. I don't know if they've got it yet.
No, morbidly obese people should not be doing box jumps, dumbass. That type of sheer force on their fucking knees.
Shouldn't be doing box jumps, shouldn't be doing burpees, shouldn't be doing jumping jacks. You can do like alternative jumping jacks where you're not jumping, you're just like stepping to the side. But there's a lot of things that they really shouldn't be doing because of the risk to reward ratio.
Especially jumping off like you have them fucking doing is not health. It is not looking out for their fitness in the long term, you fuckhead. It's stupid. It's really fucking dumb. Here's the thing.
I'd be okay, I think, with like jumping off a diving board into a pool over and over again. I'd be solid with that probably.
They're not like, these people are gonna go home and they're gonna keep training that way, and they're not ready for it. Not at all, motherfucker. Like, you guys have been such a huge glory.
Yeah, I've said a few times, like, you do not have to work out like you see these people on Instagram working out in order to be healthy. And what I mean by that, you know, I bring it back to like the box jumps and the ropes and the burpees and the kipping pull-ups and like supersetting everything, and you're sweating and you're out of breath. Like, you should definitely be sweating and, you know, maybe a little heavy breathing, but you don't have to be on the verge of vomit throughout your entire workout in order for it to be a good workout. You know what I mean? And like, if you're like me, and sometimes, you know, on an ab day, I'm doing like 4 exercises. I get done in the gym in like 20 minutes. And if the gym is cold, like if it's a summer day and they have the cold air on in the gym, I may not sweat. Doesn't mean I'm not getting a good workout then. I'll definitely still get some heavy breathing though.
It's such grueling fucking your workouts on their body, and your fucking recovery is a real thing. And that's what you don't fucking get. Every damn day fitness means you worry about your fitness every day, not necessarily your workouts, because nutrition is a part of fitness, recovery, hydration, sleep, all that shit's a part of fitness. You know what I do on my days off from working out? I worry about my fitness by doing some yin yoga or doing some stretching, or I make sure I have like a nice, good, healthy meal and stuff like that. Like, I worry about my fitness every damn day. You know why? Because fitness is all you really fucking have, you motherfucker. That's the problem. Like, you really do. You really have, this guy really has bought into his own hype, in my opinion, just like many people before him. I'm surprised he didn't call me old and bald like the fucking Thenx kid did. How the fuck you doing, Chris? How you been, motherfucker? And for those of you that don't know, Chris Harriet from Thenx, very similar shit.
It's so funny. You're like, you're giving people bad advice. And then your rebuttal is like, you're old and bald.
out that he was saying you could spot reduce belly fat, which is a complete fucking bullshit.
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous. You cannot spot reduce belly fat, you guys. You can't choose where the fat goes. You also cannot choose where the fat leaves first. I understand you may think that doing crunches might help. What it will do is it'll build your muscles to the point where you might be able to see it over the fat, right? But the crunches alone aren't going to reduce the fat around your tummy. In fact, you should be doing a lot of hypertrophy ab exercises. That way you can have visual abs past, fucking 12% body fat or whatever.
Shit lie. And then he went on this little fucking tirade about like, you're old, bald, fat, salty clout chaser. You just want clout. And here's the thing about facts, people. Facts, it doesn't matter how old you are, what you look like, where you're at. They don't need background music or background lighting or fucking a studio. Facts are just facts. The fact is,
if y'all don't know, I do not share facts here.
morbidly obese person jumping down from
Just entertainment purposes only, y'all.
type of height is stupid. That's fucking dumb. It's dangerous. There's no way the risk versus reward pays off. It just fucking doesn't. It's very fucking dumb. Training people until they puke, not healthy. It's just not fucking healthy. You guys are supposed to be helping these people get fucking healthy. It's just not fucking healthy. Steve, I believe you said last week, she's got people puking over there. You guys need to step it up as if puking was the fucking goal, you dumb fuck. That's the fucking problem.
Puking also doesn't mean you're getting a good workout. It can mean a lot of different things. If you puke during a workout, it can mean like maybe you had a protein shake on an empty stomach. I've seen that happen quite a few times. People who eat too much eggs, dairy, yogurt, things like that before a workout, I've seen in heavy cardio. If you do things where your body is going up and down a lot, squats, jumps, things like that, that will definitely increase it. And I think lack of oxygen sometimes can cause you to dry heave or vomit.
The show is just about the drama, when in fact, losing weight from a morbidly obese state is dramatic enough. For the person that's trying to lose weight, for a morbidly obese person that is trying to lose weight, they go through mental anguish, they go through depression, they go through so many things. Oftentimes they go through this self-loathing because they can't believe what they did to themselves when they try to get back to a healthier state. They go through so much shit. They go through tons of fucking pain. The inflammation they have for being morbidly obese is enormous. They go through all sorts of real life fucking temptations because there's people around them. They're not actually in a fucking vacuum. They go through all sorts of temptations in actual fucking life. They go through temptations with food, temptations with other things to become addicted to, because oftentimes a food addict will trade one addiction for another addiction. That's just fucking reality.
And hopefully you can trade the food addiction for an exercise addiction, because that'll be slightly better.
The fucking issue is that the show is just showing some really flashy, fun shit. And it's like, oh my God, the trainers are so pretty. And Bob Harper's so great. He's such a nice guy. And he sits down and has these little fatherly fucking talks with them as if he's fucking qualified. And the trainers fucking run them through these fucking amazing looking, well-filmed fucking workouts that make it seem like it's super fucking fun. And these people are pushing so hard and it's fucking great. It's not. This is damaging these people. It really is. To lose the weight they're losing at the pace they're losing it under these fucking conditions does not teach them how to do this in the fucking real world. It does not teach them anything about sustainability. It fucks up their head because they're losing weight so fast they don't even fucking recognize the person in the mirror from fucking day to day. It can fuck with them so much. I don't fucking get how it's even allowed on TV.
So I hope you guys that may have seen some of my more, aggressive videos of him can see this video and be like, okay, he actually does care about people, because I truly believe that he does. Although some of his most recent content that I watch, I'm just like a little, it's giving like I'm an autopilot, just like giving YouTube what it wants to try to like get paid. You know what I mean? Rather than like actually having a lot of passion about helping folks. But you never know what's going on inside a man's head. Still love you, Alan.
And this one, and I know I'm going on to all sorts of fucking people, but where's Jamila Jamil? Where's iWeight? Where is the fat acceptance community? Where are fuckers about this fucking show? This fucking show.
Who knows? I may have had somebody or a few people sign up to his program.
That, in my opinion, of course, is systemic emotional and physical abuse to morbidly obese people.
Now that I think about it, I think I have pointed a few clients in his direction that I was unable to help.
And it shows other people in the fucking, that watch everything that's fucking bad. It's the wrong...
Because I believe he either had or required access to like a food therapist or something like that, or both, which I didn't have at the time, and I think it's super helpful for people to, especially back then, there wasn't like Ozempic or anything. Like, people were really, really raw dogging it.
To fucking train. It's scary for some people. It'll stop them from even wanting to fucking try. The people that try to fucking train like this will end up injured, most likely. They will not keep the fucking weight off. The people on this fucking show are not going to keep this fucking weight off if they don't teach them some sort of transitional stuff. And that may come later in the show. I don't fucking know. But I'm certainly fucking seeing by the people that get eliminated and then the fucking follow-up they fucking showing them, it doesn't look like any of them are actually losing fucking weight, because even though they've been there for fucking weeks, up to a month, it doesn't show them learning the fucking sustainable skills to actually deal with this shit in the real fucking world. And that's the problem with the show. Steve, it was a pleasure fucking talking to you. That's just my 2 cents on the matter. My name is Alan Roberts. You can hit me up on Instagram.
So yeah, I mean, Steve Cook is a joke. Most of the trainers that you see on like shows, I think, are kind of a joke, but.
It's just really weird to me that
Amber Lynn did not shower.
when I take weeks off, all of a sudden, Zachary and Michael going through mental health problems.
You really want to talk about all of that? I was still streaming consistently on Twitch, even when your ass wasn't posting.
But the minute Amber Lynn Reed posts, there's his reaction. He needs me.
This fucking bitch.
Violated what? Hexacana